Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be the first to introduce Lieutenant Colonel Patrick D. Cain, United States Air Force, retired. Sir, the floor is yours.
Anyway, you already got it out.
I'm ready.
You ready? Bear with me. I need to go through thank yous first. And the first thank you,
Yes.
the first and most important thank you, goes to. We had it all planned out. I always think it's so crazy that we just give flowers for 29 years of service because she deserves so much more than just flowers. I'm already going to start. So anyway,
I win the bet.
I didn't start yet. Everybody in here, and now you know why I asked Rachel. We don't know what to do this because I knew we'd knock this out of the park. But everybody in here knows that I always say that I wouldn't be where I was today without Genevieve. And these are friends that know us for many years, and I don't have to tell you that. You know that, how true that statement is. And it's because, really, it's really two things. One, she just has the best heart on the planet, just cares about people. And she also doesn't put on airs. And she doesn't have any time for people who do put on airs. So with that, I want to share with these people in this room 2 stories. Yeah. One, I'm a lieutenant butterbar at Lakenheath, my first assignment as an officer, and we had a rash of about 5 DUIs in the wing. Wing commander said, next DUI, and everybody falls out at 0700 the next morning, and the squadron that has the infractor is going to be in full service dress. I have no idea how that was going to fix the problem, but I've done stupider orders than that, right? So, okay, we're ready. Sunday morning arrives, I get a phone call from my squadron commander, and he says, Patrick, we had a DUI last night. And I said, ooh, was it in our squadron? Yeah. Oh, God. We're going to be in full service dress. So he gives me the details, 0700. And so I then have to call, I think it was about 4 or 5 senior NCOs. And each call went exactly the same. Hey, we had a DUI in the wing. Oh, is it our squadron? Yeah. Oh, and the details. Next person, same thing, same all the way down the line. I get off the phone and I walk into the living room and Jen goes, what's going on? I said, there was a DUI in the wing. And she goes, oh my God, is everybody okay? And I went, yeah, that's the right question, isn't it? That's the right question to ask. If you really care about people, that's the right question to ask. The second story about Genevieve and the putting on airs, one striper, phase 2 of tech school training at Chanute Air Force Base. And we're engaged to be married, so she comes up to visit. I want to show her what a BX looks like, which she's probably like, it's on Walmart, what are you talking about? Anyway, so we go in there, I'm in one aisle, she goes down another aisle. I come back to try to find her, and there she is standing next to a full bird colonel, just yucking it up. Even hits him, like, because she likes you, she hits you. And I'm a 1-star right out of basic training, and a full bird colonel is like an endangered species. You know they exist, but you've never seen one. And I'm in shock. She comes walking down, and I said, do you know who that was? And she goes, yeah, it's Bill. It's a full bird colonel. She's like, oh. So those are the 2 stories of Genevieve and why I progressed in rank, because of someone who cares about people and treats people without airs. So thank you so much for everything in 29 years of service, our service. Like I said, bear with me on thanks. It's going to be a little while. 2 boys, Simon and Nate. Simon, as the general pointed out, couldn't make it for life circumstances. When you're raising kids, you grow with your children. And you finally realize that the dreams and aspirations you have for them are really just your dreams and aspirations, and they're not really theirs. And you gotta realize that in time, and they're gonna come into their own. And really, all you really hope for is, you get 2 adults that never got into trouble, the law or drugs or whatever the case is, and they're just great, upstanding adults who actually have empathy for other people. And I just described my 2 sons to a T. Thank you for everything. You never raised your hand to do it, but you had to move to every freaking assignment, and I'm hoping you're better for it. I don't know if that's the case or not. My dad couldn't make it. He's been at every event. I just want to say thanks to him, because the greatest sage advice a dad can give a son, he said, whatever you do in life, I don't care what it is. Just be the best damn at it and have fun. And that's it. That's what I did for 29 years. I tried to be the best I could at it, and I had as much fun as I could. So thanks, Dad, for everything. And then I want to thank Amanda, Jen's friend since 7th grade. I threw that into the script on purpose, Jen's sister. But they've been friends since 7th grade, very close friends. And not just thank you for being here, but thank you because in 29 years, I am sure there's been many a phone call to you in which Jen starts it with, you won't believe what Patrick did. And I don't know what you said or what you didn't say, but we're still married, so thank you. That's great.
I owe her so much money. You owe her.
All right, so thanks to friends and family that are in the room. First to General Litchfield and Mrs. Litchfield, thank you for doing this. I could tell you many times over how much it means to Genevieve and I, but I can't put it into words. Thank you so much, sir, for doing this. I can't thank you enough. As General Litchfield pointed out, I got the phone call. At that time, it was Colonel Evan Miller. I'm convinced I was the only CBO at his desk at the time that picked up the phone. I'm not so naive to think I was hand-picked, maybe. But that was the first year doing the action officer and then the exec, and what a great experience, because as a senior CGO, I mean, only general officers and colonels usually get to do this, to be a part of a concept, and then a couple years later to be a part of the actual execution of it. What a growing experience, and I always said that in that 2 years, I probably grew 10 years as a leader manager because of it. So thank you for everything I learned just by being in the vicinity. So, and then, yeah, I could go on forever with everybody in this room. McConnell family that's here, starting off with our group leadership, Colonel Izzy, Colonel Penley. Thank you guys for coming. Can't thank you enough. And then just McConnell family, and not just the 22nd McConnell family, but there's 931st family in the room as well. So thank you guys for making it the team sport it is that we had in MXS. So. Got friends from Little Rock that drove in this morning, which are crazy, but hey, thanks for coming. I've got a friend from Scott Air Force. Did you fly in? Drove. Crazy as well, but thank you for coming. AJ, Andre, I can go on and on and on. So I wanted to save these two for last to some degree because 2 of the 3 squadron commanders that impacted me the most as a leader and future soon-to-be squadron commander are in this room today, and it's great to have them. The one that's not is Corwin Mike. Corwin Mike was on my list because man had like 400 people in the squadron. I think he knew everybody by their first name, their spouse's first names, their kids. Just amazing. I don't know how he did it. I tried my best as a squadron commander to do it, and I did the cards that he did, and I tried, but I probably failed in comparison to him. But the other 2 are here. First, Colonel Connor and Heidi, thank you guys for being here. Brief stint as an MXS commander. I think I was only there for about 6 months. I never held a job. That must mean something. I don't know. But from Colonel Connor, it was learning process-oriented leadership. And that's what I learned the most from you. Put it together in data, they can't argue. We built COAs and ideas of how to keep Grand Forks alive and well that no one at AMC wanted to read or listen to, but we put it together anyway. And thank you so much because that helped prep me for a little bit later on and when I graduated to a higher level of process-oriented leadership. And then Colonel Dave Good, a true friend as well, commander at DAFRA. Somehow we survived that year at DAFRA. And what I learned from Colonel Good was have 2 or 3 priorities as a commander. Don't have any more because you're not going to get them done. And all your energy gets focused on those 2 to 3 priorities. I don't know how many times I heard his 2 to 3 priorities, so much so that I could repeat them verbatim. And that's exactly what I then did. And it's the best advice you can get because everything else just becomes chaff and flare, right? Just stay on focus and on point with what you want to do for your 2 years. And that's it. So thank you both for what I learned. Again, so many more thank yous I can do in this room, so I'm going to stop at the thank yous. What I want to say, I was thinking about, what the heck do you talk about at your retirement? the time at Dafra, we would sit down occasionally and we joked saying, hope the Air Force doesn't figure this out. Figure what out? Figure out that we've already exceeded our own expectations at this point. And I still laugh about this to this day, because if you had said to that two-striper at Chinook, hey, 29 years from now, you're going to retire as lieutenant colonel, graduated squadron commander, I'd be like, get out of here. Crazy? That's not going to happen. And it's been a great ride. It's been a tremendous ride. And so we're already in San Antonio. As you heard, I'm teaching at San Antonio College, and we picked San Antonio for several reasons. Most of which we were there in 99 and 02 and really enjoyed it. The kids loved it. They were young then. We had like season passes to Six Flags and SeaWorld and what have you. And a funny story, Simon loved roller coasters. And he rode his first big roller coaster with me. Simon loved them, Nate did not. But Simon loved roller coasters, and he rode his first big one with me at Six Flags. It was called the Rattler. It's an old wooden roller coaster. Not really, it's a prefab wooden roller coaster. And went on it the first time with him, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm type A control freak personality like everybody else in this room. And I'm thinking, you know, because it wooden roller coasters, so I'm like, I'm gonna control this. I'm gonna anticipate this turn, anticipate that turn. And if you try to do that on a wooden roller coaster, it'll beat the shit out of you. And so I was bruised up. Simon's like, let's do it again. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I might be a control freak, but I'm not stupid. I know the definition of insanity. So this time I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna let go of the bar. I'm not one of these let go kind of people, but I'm let go of the bar and let the ride kind of take me. And it wasn't too bad. It was a pretty smooth ride. That's actually a story that was told to me by Major General Retired Woodward when he retired Colonel Templeton at Randolph when he found out I was going to OTS. It was his advice to me as being a young officer. He said, sometimes you just have to let go in your career. And I don't know if he knew it was going to impact me that much, but I remembered it from that day, and I remembered it from then on. And what I think he means by it is, it's not to mean that you don't try to control some things and, hey, I'd like to go here, I'd like to go there. But too many times, people say no to assignments, say no to broadening and what have you. I don't think I ever did. I just let go. And became a master of none, but I got to see a lot in the process. And he's right. You get done 29 years and look back and you go, that was one hell of a ride. So if there's any advice that's worth giving that's from Major General Retired Woodward, you give that to me. And then the last piece I have, advice to anybody in this room that wants to hear it, is that, and this is where it's going to happen, today is the only day that counts. It's the only day that you can execute. It's the only day that action can happen. It's the only day that you can do. You can reminisce about yesterday, you can plan for tomorrow, but today is the only day that counts. And it's only one day. It's only one day. Make it count, because you don't know how many you have. All right. So with that, we're going to do something Mama told you never to do. We're going to have dessert first. And then, if you'd like, we're going to go to Flint. It's a restaurant down on Bricktown. Plug it into GPS. Please come on by if you want. If you want to just say hi, have a drink, have an app, whatever the case is. We'll take over the bar. Who cares? Have some fun. We're going to be there at about 4:15 if you'd like to swing on by or not. So thank you for being here today. And yes, General Litchfield's right. Exact right people that I would want here are here today. So thank you for coming, and thank you for making today count.